All right, so we are on set shooting a real estate video. We already have one in the course, job shadowing me shooting another real estate video. This one's gonna be a little bit different because I'm gonna be using only my trusty glide cam. I want you guys to know that it is possible shooting these high-end real estate videos with just a glide cam. Here we got Christopher Newman from Cinechopper University. Cinechopper Drone University now.
It is.
This guy's actually my mentor. He's the one who convinced me to make full-time filmmakers, so you can owe it all to him. He is the man. But he's actually flying drone for me today. He is the best drone pilot there is. And if you guys are interested in learning how to fly drones, he is the man. Some of you are already in his course, but if you want to fly drones for realsies, go join his crew. But we're here at a $4 million home in Orem, Utah. We were talking just barely about when to fly the drone. And things to take into consideration is the shadow that you're going to get, because we're going to be pointing this way, you know, to get some parallax wraparound shots. And the lower that sun goes, the higher the shadow is going to go, and it's going to pick up on the house. So we're probably going to shoot some drone shots right now while the shadow is still a little bit higher. The lighting's still pretty nice and it's lit up the whole house, so it'll work. And then we'll probably pull it out again when the sun's lower, maybe do a little bit different angle where the shadow isn't in the way. So yeah, that's what we're discussing right now, is what time to shoot what. And our real estate agent is pulling up right now, so we're gonna get a list of all the things he wants us to feature in the home, so that we make sure that we cover it all. I mean, I always try and shoot as much as I can in these homes, but it is nice to have a list from your real estate agent in case there's something specific, that maybe a close-up or, you know, something specific they want to highlight in the home. The last one was an on-camera actor in Dallin Wright, who was, you know, walking around and talking about the house as he was in it. This one is going to be strictly voiceover, so just B-roll shots and a voiceover. So this is also a little bit different style of real estate video. Budget-wise, this is about a $2,600 budget. I priced it out my rate of $1,500 a day, $500 for the edit, $500 for the aerial pilot, and $100 for the voiceover. So that's the budget breakdown for those who are wondering. So here I got my GlideCam HD 4000 mixed with my GlideCam Devon Graham series head. I do own both the GlideCams, and I just combined my two favorite features because I like the 4000 gimbal better, but I like the heads better on the Devon Graham series. So I have them both, and I just mixed them too. This is the ultimate hybrid. But I'm shooting on the Canon 1DX Mark II today with my 16 to 35 millimeter lens. This is the only lens I'm going to be using today. And I'll be shooting, again, a mix between 4K and 1080. 1080 when I want to get a little bit wider field of view, and 4K, it'll crop in 1.35 times, but it'll be higher 4K quality. And I'll be shooting most of it at 60 frames per second, slowing it down to 24 frames, giving me that milky slow-mo. I had my 24 to 70 on here when I last shot, and so that's what this is balanced for. So you're gonna see 1/1000. This drop time is too fast, and that's because this lens is lighter. Problem is, this is all the way down, so I can't bring the shaft up any higher to bring my drop time up. And so the solution to this, and some of you will deal with this, drop time's too fast, but there's not any more room on the shaft, so you gotta actually take weight off or add weight to the top. And actually what I'm gonna do is just put a microphone on top, and that will level it out for me. So I actually prefer having my glide cams as heavy as possible. It makes for smoother shots. So instead of taking a weight off the bottom, I'm just adding a weight to the top, microphone being my weight. And let's see how that drop time is now. 1/1000, 2/1000. Awesome. So we now have a little bit of room to bring it up a tad. 1/1000, 2/1000. And that's about right for our drop time. Now we're going to do our front to back balance, our right to left, twisting right to go right. And again, this is the first step to getting smooth shots, is trying to get as close as you can to perfect balance. And that's pretty dang good. Let's go to work. Depending on the room will depend on the exact settings I use, but my ISO is 400, which is native. My shutter speed's at 125, which is double of 60. And then I'm adjusting that aperture depending on how much light I have. As far as white balance goes, I'm actually shooting auto white balance right now because a lot of this indoor lighting is kind of nasty looking. And so this is one of the few times where I like using auto white balance, is when I'm indoors and the lighting's mixed with outdoor light and indoor light and a lot of different color temperature mixing together. So auto white balance for these shots right now. Before every shot, I'll just double check, make sure my balance is as perfect as it can get, because I don't want to touch it if I don't have to. The more balanced that glide cam is, the prettier these shots are going to look. So here we go. Here's our 4K shot. Notice the knees, lots of bend in the knees. Now I'm going to do a tilting shot. I'm going to start up and come down. Auto focusing on right now. I'm going to switch over to 1080 so I can get a little bit wider shot. Here we go. And honestly, I end up using a lot more 1080 shots than 4K shots because I like the wider field of view that 1080 gives me. But I like having the option of 4K for a little bit higher quality look. But for these types of videos, 1080 usually gets the job done, and I usually want a wider field of view so you can see more of the house. This room, because the lighting's pouring in through this window, the ground is super overexposed. So I'm gonna get a shot right now just so you can see what it looks like, but I'm gonna come back when the sun is barely set, and that will allow us to get more even lighting in this room. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. Bad lighting just happens. You gotta deal with what you have. So we're shooting on the Inspire X5R. It can shoot RAW, but for stuff like this, it's okay not to shoot RAW. It's kind of a hassle shooting RAW unless your client asks for it and needs it, and they don't need it. They actually deliver these in 1080 on the internet, so no one's gonna be able to really tell a difference. Plus it's more color correcting and all that. Anyway, so shoot on the X5R RAW, but we're just shooting the compressed. We're gonna just be using the compressed files.
You adjust the distance right here for the focus, and then this for the distance of your eyes on both of these.
What on earth?
Try it out, man.
What if I hate it?
I'm sure you will.
I'm sure you will. Oh, I control it. This is the Inspire X5R, and I guess you use these VR goggles to control the camera. So wherever I look is where the camera points. So as I look left and right, it goes with me. I can almost guarantee I'm not gonna like it and want to just use my hands. But I'll give it a shot.
Ready?
Yeah, give it to me, I'm ready.
You ready? Here we go. Keep it smooth, here we go.
I'll try. Oh, that was so fast.
Oh,
It wasn't obeying me. He disobeyed, Chris. Yeah, go to the controls. All right, so review on the Oculus Rift. B-. I'm sure these would be nice for some people who are really bad at the control, but I'm really good at the controller, so we're going back to the controller. Gimbal speed controls, a lot of people have them turned up way too high, and that makes really jittery looking shots. I turn mine down to like 30 or 40, and that makes it so that your joysticks are less responsive, and so it makes kind of a smoother transition. You can't pan the camera as quickly, so if you're filming something really fast, then you probably need to turn it up, but for stuff like this, where we're just filming an inanimate house, I like to have slower control so I can have smoother movements with my joysticks. All right, what's the shot? Do that same one you just did. Let's get a reveal behind that tree.
Which one? This one?
Yeah. Come a little bit farther away from the house this time though.
Okay, you got it.
So have a little more space.
Yeah, you ready?
Can you come a little lower too? Tad lower. Seen a little too much roof. Oh, that's pretty though. I like it. Okay, just do a rise up from there, Chris.
Okay, cutting. You want to start lower?
Yeah, but come over the pool.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, now that's nice though.
You want to split them or you want to go over the pool?
Let's go over the pool. I like that pool. He's very symmetrical. He makes me happy.
The resort quality pool and patio decor will keep you and your family out enjoying Utah's warm summer weather.
So we're doing a car pull-in shot. So we have the owner of the house grab their nicest car and they're gonna drive it on in. And we're gonna follow them with the drone. It's a nice luxury touch to these homes, is pulling in your nice car into the garage. So she comes in and we're gonna kind of track just behind her.
Okay.
And then if she pulls in, we pull this way.
That comes to the house.
Well, I'm thinking more of a track coming in. So we're maybe 20 feet behind her.
Oh, okay.
And just kind of tracking her in as she comes.
Going?
Yeah, go ahead.
Keep going. That's gonna lift up. Boom! That's a shot. That's the shot.
So we're down in the basement. It is super low light. And so I'm actually gonna bump up my ISO to 1600, and that will allow me to keep my shutter speed at 100. And I'm changing my white balance from auto to 3200 Kelvin. So I'm now at 3200 Kelvin on the white balance. Having your glide cam balanced is number one, guys. As long as it's balanced well, you should be getting pretty dang smooth shots. If your glide cam's balanced well, you'll give it kind of a small spin. So as long as that glide cam is balanced well, and right now it's pretty spot on, I'll just give it kind of a direction that I want it to start going a little bit, and then I should be able to just let go. And it should do its own thing. So here we go. Give it a little tap, and I haven't even touched it the rest of the shot. It just continues going. I just kind of panned it left as I was moving right to give it that parallax look. I kept up the same speed of walking, and then it continues to go through that panning motion. Dang it. Lighting's a bit better in here. So now we're up to 800 ISO, 125 shutter, 2.8 aperture. Balance looks good. Now you want to try and get as far back as you can. Farthest part of the back of the room so you can make the room look bigger than it is. There we go, that's a little bigger. There we go. So I'm just trying to film from as many different angles as I can so that we have different options to use. Sometimes your client is going to ask for a specific angle or shot, so you got to make sure you film everything from as many different angles as you can. It's also a lot faster with a glide cam versus a Movi. So here's some of the trade-offs. Glide cam versus 3-axis gimbal. Glide cam, I can get my shots off quicker because setup time is a lot quicker. But a con of glide cam is that the shots aren't quite as stable, and so I have to do more takes usually with the glide cam. Also, the Movi is a little bit more, you're holding it out in front of you, so it kind of hurts your back a little more. And you can't really set it down well without putting it on the stand. So you're kind of always leaning up with a glide cam. You can rest it here, you can rest it on the ground. So personally, with the glide cam, I get less tired. Movi's gonna give you more robotic, a little bit cleaner, smoother shots, but it is gonna take a little bit longer, especially in between takes, changing settings. Just takes a little bit longer with the Movi. We'll see you on the flippity flop. Dang it. So in these rooms, we have mixed lighting, sun pouring in, artificial lighting coming from the ceiling. So two different color balances merging. And these are times when I use auto white balance because the color is kind of tricky and your camera sometimes will guess better than the manual settings do. But we're on auto white balance now. So my autofocus keeps wigging out because it can't find anything to track well, so I'm gonna turn that to manual. This house is also very reflective, so I keep seeing my reflection in things, so gotta look out for that. Show you what this auto white balance clip looks like. This is auto white balance. And now I'm going to change to This is manual balance at 3000 Kelvin. So you can see between those two examples that the auto white balance is making it super warm. And so by adjusting it down to 3000 on your manual white balance, it makes it look a lot more clean. So every room I go in, the lighting is different colors. So I'm either keeping it auto white balance, or if it doesn't look good, I'll play with it on manual till it looks cleaner. It actually helps get more cinematic shots if you make cinematic music while you're shooting it. Hello?
Hi, this is an exclusive announcement from Marriott Hotels. Your telephone number has been pre-selected to receive a complimentary stay in one of our 5-star hotels. For further details, press 1 now. To be placed on the do not.
So this is Lauren, my sister-in-law, and she's now going to attempt some shots for us. She's going to show you that anybody can do this. We're going to show Lauren's shot after this. So if Lauren can get smooth shots, anybody can. So what we got here is golden hour lights, which is great for outdoor and can be good indoor sometimes, but we have really long shadows that are overexposing a lot of the indoor, and you can see my shadow there. And again, my shadow, and look how blown out this couch is. So this is probably better to shoot once that sun has just gone down. And some things inside look better with the sun pouring in. So just use your judgment, but this room looks really good with that sun. So we got golden hour, so we're going back outside to do some more drone stuff. And then we'll come back in here once the sun has set during twilight, and we're gonna grab about a half hour more of footage from some of the rooms that didn't look very good with the sun pouring in too heavily. Yeah, I say we do a battery from this angle, then we go out back, get some backlight action. I want to do one where we're kind of like right here, just kind of straight on the house, and just a slow rise up.
So come through here and just
No, just straight up and down.
Okay.
I'm just going to tilt.
Here we go.
Go ahead. Okay, good. Now come back down.
Okay, coming down.
Okay, good. Actually, give me a parallax around the solar panels. A little bit wider, come towards us a little bit. Okay, good right there. Now just shoot out towards the backyard. All right, go ahead.
There we go.
All right, I think I got everything I need. I want to get a couple of the backyard. Oh my goodness, okay. Out of pretty shots, man.
It's that reflection, man. Look at those clouds.
It's so pretty. It's that good, man. You gotta take advantage of pretty moments, okay? One more. The sun really nice right now. Let's do a couple of wide, like parallaxes of the whole backyard. So it is golden hour right now, so we're taking advantage and trying to get as many, yep, rolling. Trying to get as many drone shots as we can with the pretty lighting. So come clear back by us. Oh, that's gonna be pretty. And then just give me a sweep across the yard going south. Okay, go ahead. You wanna do fly over the fire?
Yeah.
All right, ready when you are. Go ahead, nice and slow. Now we're doing a low shot across the water, over the fire. Very nice. Save whatever battery you have left for in about 15 minutes when it's a little bit darker. He just wants a couple showing off, you know, everything lit up. So this room had a lot of sun coming in earlier. It was kind of blowing everything out. So I'm redoing it now that the sun's gone down. So now we don't have any harsh sun coming in anymore. So sometimes to avoid being seen by the mirrors in the bathroom, I gotta get down really low like this. But it works. So we just wrapped up shooting a real estate video. I wanted to give you guys an idea of what it's like to shoot one with a glide cam versus a Movi, so that you have the confidence to do it if you don't have a Movi. It's actually a lot quicker and, in my opinion, easier to use a glide cam, but you can get a little bit more precise and, you know, cleaner, more smooth shots with the Movi. But like I said, if you know how to master the glide cam, and the addition of shooting 60 frames is going to allow you to get really smooth shots either way. And that wide angle lens, I was shooting at a 16mm at full frame, which gives it a super wide angle, which is going to be easier to get smooth shots with. I'm starting to shift over towards shooting a lot more 1080 for these, because I get the wider full frame versus 4K crops into the 1.35 crop factor. And I end up exporting and delivering these in 1080 anyway. So I get a wider field of view when I go full frame at 16mm. So for these real estate videos, a lot of wide 16mm shots. For the aerials, again, using the DJI Inspire. So yeah, you can get by with a Phantom 4, maybe even a Mavic, but you know, I like to use a little bit higher quality, and the X5R has pretty awesome quality, comparable in my opinion to a GH4 camera. So for a little teeny camera in the air with a low profile drone like the Inspire one, the X5R is an amazing camera to get drone shots. So that's basically my workflow for shooting real estate videos. Again, I charge anywhere from $1,500 to about $3,000 depending on what all they want included in that. So it just kind of depends on the client, depends on the size of the house, depends on what the house is selling for, depends on if you're doing a voiceover, if you're having on-camera actors. Bunch of different ways to do this in different price ranges, but hopefully that gives you a good idea, and hopefully this one gives you the confidence to know that you can show up with just a glide cam and camera that shoots 1080p and knock out a professional real estate video. If you guys have any further questions, please let me know.
Welcome to 1014 North, 1280 East, Orem, Utah. On this immaculate 1.25 acre lot sits a marvel of design by Warren Lloyd, principal architect of Lloyd Architects, and Anne-Marie Barton, owner of AMB Design. The manicured lawn and landscape is perfectly framed in large bay windows, featured throughout the home, inviting natural sunlight to pour in nearly every corner of the house. One room best showcased in that natural light is this stunning kitchen. This hub of the home boasts an oversized waterfall marble-infused island and state-of-the-art appliances. The chic modern Anne-Marie style and sophisticated design flows through every room of the home, leaving its impression on guests and family alike. An undeniable perk of the estate is its central location. The international airport is less than 30 minutes away, and if you're craving a rustic retreat, iconic Park City is only minutes up the canyon. Or if you'd rather get in a quick round of 9 before your day, you are conveniently surrounded by a beautiful private golf course. One of the many prime features of innovation are the solar panels. They line the roof, making the house 80% passive solar. But your panels won't be the only thing soaking up the sun. The resort-quality pool and patio decor will keep you and your family out enjoying Utah's warm summer weather. The fun continues in the recreation oasis found right downstairs. Friends and family can lounge in the luxurious home theater, private gym, craft room, or jump into a quick pickup game in your custom underground basketball court. After a day of entertainment and fun, there is plenty of place for family, friends, or guests to stay and feel right at home. You'll never run out of room to entertain on this spacious, secluded lot, or throughout the entire Regal estate. As any guest will quickly notice, this picturesque estate was carefully crafted to be the epitome of modern mid-century design, making this residence a beacon of luxury innovation and comfort.